I'm gonna make a book request here. So normally I do this on Blue Sky or before in Twitter and stuff. But looking for a new book. Now I read physical books and I listen to audiobooks. Physical books, I'm getting new glasses for reading this week, so I'm already backed up there a little bit. And this is not trying to be like, oh, look at me, I read. But this is what I've been reading recently, so you can give some idea. Because like I don't read fantasy, I don't read something that has 13 books to it or anything like that. That all gets weirdly like soap opera to me. So I went back to some classics, Player Piano and Keep the Aspidistra Flying, early George Orwell. I really like Orwell before he kind of gets more established, like Down and Out in Paris and London. You can see the early him in Paris struggling, and then when he gets to London, he's talking about the people and not about himself, so it's not as interesting. But still, really good writer all around. Player Piano is Kurt Vonnegut. It is super depressing. Super depressing, because it is The Endless Loop we're stuck in. Both those books are actually the least favorite books of the people who wrote them. That's not why I read them, but they were just both in my mind. Also read Contemporary Fever House. Was really good. I got the what the thing was about, and then I really liked the beginning of the book, really a lot. East of Eden, The Blood Meridian. I just finished up Painted Veil and The Sun Also Rises. Oddly, they're contemporary to each other, right? So I guess it's not oddly, but oddly they're both about the same thing, entirely different ways. One through feminist side and one through the masculine side. I did not think I was pairing them that way, but dear God, they are the same book. Yeah, it is crazy how they're the same book in just wildly different subject matter and people they're covering. The Painted Veil and The Sun Also Rises. Other things I've read recently, or just that I've liked recently. So I reread The Blood Meridian. I've read everything by him. Really like it. His last two, The Passenger stuff, was okay. The White Guard, some classic Russian. The Bell Jar, that was really good. Also read some nonfiction like Racecraft was suggested actually on here somewhere. That was really good. I wanted to be really mad at it and say it was wrong for the first half, and then I just realized I was wrong. I like books that do that to me. And then also like Termination Shock from Neil Stephenson. I think I've read everything by Neil Stephenson. He's a friend. That one I think is the one that's really good all the way through. Sometimes in his books he gets really esoteric towards the end, and it kind of I'm not smart enough for the endings of some of his books. A lot of them I am. A lot of them I am, but some of them I'm not. Termination Shock I liked all the way through. Actually, I like all his books all the way through. I'm not trying to, but so I do read science fiction. I do read contemporary science fiction. But if you list contemporary science fiction, I've probably read it. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of like Three Body Problem. It's fine. I think some people don't. Yeah, it's fine. But so yeah. So do you have any suggestions? Especially old classics that I just haven't thought of recently. I've gone back to a lot, or just ones that I've never read. Like I'd never read The Painted Veil. It's one I'd heard of a million times, and I'd read The Sun Also Rises. And after I read The Painted Veil, I'm like, wait a minute, this reminds me of The Sun Also. Is it? And it was. So that was good. That was a good pairing. Yeah, just any suggestions you have, open to them. Again, not judging you on your suggestions. It's awesome. Everybody has different tastes and what they like. If you do like the fantasy novels that are 17 episodes or books long, that's cool. I'm not knocking it. It's just not for me. And it's also something, particularly if you've listened to this in audiobook and you like the reading of it. Like I really did not like the reading of The Sun Also Rises. I thought that was really stilted. Partially it's the way he wrote, because it's a lot of he said, but he wasn't doing the voices, and sometimes you do the voices that carries it and it hides it. But I'm open to anything almost. But yeah, especially if you've heard it in an audiobook and it really works in an audiobook. Especially like some of the old classics are a real crapshoot, because there's some really shady companies, because some of that stuff's out of copyright, so they'll just make some crap about it. But yeah, so open to suggestions. Let me know.